Wait, money the token generated in the token generation done. If we discuss form-based login, JWT tokens, OAuth2, role-based access control, CORS, CSRF, these all right. These all security mechanisms. So these all security mechanisms. What are the authentication mechanism? Can you look? Form-based login, JWT, OAuth2, role-based access control, and what we can say CSRF and CORS. What are authentication mechanisms? OAuth is authentication, but we are authenticating providing authentication for the third parties. Third parties. Continue with Google means Google will authenticate you. Authentication mechanism OAuth to update. Authentication means you are writing username password. It's authenticating. It's authenticating, right? What are authentication mechanisms? JWT, form-based login. Form-based login also you are giving username password. And morning class it is JWT also form-based username password, right? Authentication. You give the username and password, I'll give the token, right? What are authentication mechanisms? What are the authentication mechanisms? One is the form-based login, one is what? JWT token. I'm giving the token-based authentication. OAuth2. OAuth2 also what? We are delegating the authentication for what? External resource like Google and GitHub. They are taking like authentication details, right? What is the authorization methods? Role-based access control. Based on the role, I will give the permissions. Based on the role, we can access the specific data. RBAC is the authentication part, authorization part. Authorization part. Nice. CORS is authorization. CORS is what? And giving the permission to use the URL. That is called, that is not authorization type. Authorization in the sense what? They are giving input, we are authorizing that person, right? But URLs is not for the authorization, right? URLs, we are protecting that your URL, right? We are protecting what? Your URL. You are protecting URL, we are enabling the CORS also, right? That is protection basically. That is what about protection. That is called protection. Even CSRF also what? That is like authorization means what? Based on the role you are giving access, you are protecting the requester. You are protecting what? Requester. Those are the protection access guys. So we have a total 3 terms guys. You see the 3 terms here. One is what? Authentication methods. What are authentication methods? Second one is what? Authorization methods. Third one is what? Protection rules. What rules are? Protection rules. What are total 3 terms? One is the authentication methods. What are authentication methods we have? Form-based login is authentication and JWT is authentication. OAuth also authentication. Next one is what here? Authorization. See, role-based access control is authorization and even JWT is also authorization, right? See, once if I generate a token to you, authentication is done. You send the same token to us, then we need to authorize the token and I'll give permission, right? Okay, token generation is authentication. Using the token, we are accessing the data, right? That is called what? Authentication, authorization. Authorization. Generally, in the real time, what happened, for every request, you will not generate the same token, guys. For admin users, one type of token is generated. For the customers, one type of token is generated. For the admins, we are generating different types of tokens, right? So based on the token, we can access the data. Based on the token, we can access the data. That is like Client based authorization. Client based authorization means what? Based on the token you got, claims means what? What you got. Based on the token, what you got? Based on what token, what you are getting. Based on the token, you can access the data. CSRF and CORS is what? Not like authentication, not like authorization. You are protecting your resources. CSRF means what? You are protecting your request. CORS means what? You are protecting your endpoints. Protecting what? Endpoints, right? So CORS means like protecting the endpoints, and CSRF is what? Protecting the request, right? So you protecting what? Request. Better points. Ask for. Then the role-based access control, right? Role-based access control got the flow be written. Basic, basic premium. Then you specified what URLs are belongs to what user, right? What you written that fix? What URLs belongs to what user? It means basic URLs belongs to all three people. Second one is what? Premium belongs to premium and exclusive. Exclusive belongs to only. That is like URL based configuration written, right? What configuration is URL based configuration. So previously written the URL based configuration is without writing that URL, present applications we can handle the annotations. We can handle it what? Annotations. So guys, role based access control we have the we have can do the two ways. One is URL based configuration, security configuration file. So previously discussed about what URL based configuration is the URL based configurations. But in the security file, the security config file, security file chain. Here I am not defining any URLs. Am I defining any URLs here? No. Any request should be authenticated. Any authorized dot any request dot any request should be what? Authenticated. Then we have the form login. Then we have what? Form login. So here form login and logout URLs are that is fine. Logout and what? Login URLs. Now here, did you specify any your request matches now? No request matches. Because I will handle that URLs and roles using annotations. Using what? Annotations. So to enable the security guys, we should use an annotation like @enable web security. Previous example also we should write that annotation, but without writing also Spring Boot 3.x onwards, they will enable by default. But clearly mentioned that okay, this is a security related point, so that's what enable web security. If you remove the annotations, the code will work or not working, but that is by default enable. That's what you specify enable web security annotation used to enable the security. Now you're writing the authorization at URL level or annotation level. Annotation means here directly on the top of the basic products. See, this is a get mapping you written now, basic slash products. You read it directly, annotation is what pre-authorized. Pre-authorized means what? That is annotation. Has any role, normal, silver, gold. For any people, you can access the basic data. And this one is what? Pre-authorized. So for this method, you pre-authorize. What else is here? Pre-authorize. What also silver and gold? Silver and what? Gold. Okay, I think here again normal. We did that previously. What users tell me? What is basic? Basic premium and you write the same point here. This is called basic user, and second user is what? Premium user. You write the same user so that easily we can identify. So basic can access, premium can access. Next one is what? Third user is what? The exclusive user, right? Previously, we are writing the URL based authentication request matches, but now I am writing request matches, annotations, annotations at method level, right? Annotations at what? Method level. That's what guys, to enable the method level security, we need to use annotation like enable method level security. Says that okay, we are enabling the web security, but here you don't have any request matches, you go to what? Methods. Enable what? Method security. Once if we write the enable method security, so you can write the annotations at what level? Method level. What annotations? Pre-authorized, post-authorized, like that we have the annotations. Now you see this is a basic and what? Basic and second one is what? Premium. That's what here you can access the basic and what? Premium and basic and what? Premium. Control C copy. There's a basic and a premium and what? Exclusive. Or writing request matches annotations are. Annotations at method level. That's what enable method level security. Enable method level security is so that we can use annotations like pre-authorize. Pre-authorize. The second one is what gives you just you can write the premium can access and exclusive can access. And whatever this one gets here, gold exclusive offers, who can access? Only exclusive can access, right? Welcome to exclusive offer space. Accessible by what? Exclusive offer space, that's it. You are maintaining the data. Premium video space accessible by is all the data. That's it. Yes. So this is called pre-authorized. See, once if we use the annotation, what annotation is here? At the rate enable method security. Enable what security? The method security use this annotation so that we can write the security at method level. We can write the security at what level? Method level. Are you writing any request matches here? Previously, writing request matches first manually. So, but here request matches are pre-authorized. See here we written one point like what the purpose of what? At the rate enable web security and enable method security. See, enable web security, enable the Spring security for the web security support. Activate the tell me guys, activate what? Security filter check. So the Spring check the every HTTP request. Like simply you can say enabling the web security guys is all not required. At the rate enable web security enables the Spring security for your application. Simply Spring security in what? In your application. At the rate enable web security enables the security features to application, right? Security, Spring security, features to tell me next application. Spring security feature to application, that's all. The second point you can see at the rate enable button. Method security means what? Enable the method level security annotations like pre-authorized button, post-authorized. Okay. What is like pre-authorized means what? Before the method execution. Before what? Method execution. Restrict the access based on what? Roles. Like before the method execution, first it will check the role. Once the role is satisfied, and pre-authorized means what? Before the method execution. Check the role. Before method execution starts, restrict the access based on what role. Post authorized means like first method executed. First what? Method executed. Then what? Check the role. Access the result. Because here after method execution, check the access what? Check the access after method runs. After method what? Runs, right? That is called pre-authorized or what? Post. See guys, general quantity you can go with the first you check the role. If he is good, you can give access. You can give what? Access. That is called what? Post authorized or pre-authorized. Then the request comes from the user. Request comes from what? User. First you run the method. You run the method as per the government rule, assume that you should get the 1 crore rupees per year. If you got the 2 crore rupees, what they will do? They will send the amount to you, they will block the amount. Pre-authorized means first check your role. Role is correct, give the access. Give the data, no problem. Second option is what? Pre-authorized and post-authorized. Post-authorized means first they execute the logic. The logic is greater than 2 crore rupees. How many rupees are? The logic is executed at 2 crore rupees, but as per the government rule, you should get a 2 crore or 1 crore. But you are getting how many crores? Whether execution stop. Pre-authorized means first it will check the data. Post-authorized means what? First execute. The result will decide whether you are accessible or not accessible. The result is decided. You are the basic user means you should get a 20 lakhs result. 20 lakhs output is coming, no problem. You can access the user. Basic user. Premium user, you should get the 1 crore, like 50 lakhs rupees. Once the method returns how much value? 50 lakhs. Then the premium user can get the data. Exclusive user, you should get the 1 crore per year. If we got more than this data for these roles, then we need to give the result of stop it on post authorized. After method executes, based on the results, based on what? Results. Check the access after method what? Right? So based on the result. Based on what gives your result. Based on the result, give the access. Pre-authorized, this is the pre-authorized what? Most of the times role-based authentication go for what? Pre-authorized. Post-authorized what? When the security depends on what the method results. Security depends on what? Method. But it is all about what? Request matches or annotation based? Huh? The role based access control, you remove all the request matches, you add these annotations, and you can try to work that, RP. Try to work with that code. Here we have the request matches or no request matches. Just I input all the request matches, I manage that request matches using what? Annotations. The request matches are handled using what? That's all. That's all. What are the ways you can build RBS? RBS means what? Role based access control. The role based access control, we have the two ways. One is what? URL based configuration, security configuration file. Annotation based configuration. Annotation based what? Configurations. To enable the security features to application, what we are using as enable web security. To enable the security at trust method level, enable method security. Pre-authorize means what? To give the to execute the method based on what? To give the role to execute the method based on the role. Pre-authorize. One is what? Post. Post authorize what? To execute the method pre-authorize means what? Based on the role, based on the role, execute the method. Post authorize means first execute the no, first execute the method. First execute the method. Based on the result, give the access. Based on the result, give the access. Wait, then so this like security configuration class. You're the remaining code of REST controller. Complete all methods. One method, if you see the syntax, remaining methods you should write. Just exclusive offers, premium offers, and basic offers. Premium offers, basic offers, and exclusive offers. That's all. Okay, one last point. We'll discuss it, we'll stop the class. Last one. మా లైట్ అయిన వెనక అద్దొచ్చి ఎగరబోతున్నాం. తీసుకోండి. One last point. You want me to discuss or stop? Who wants stop means you go for the you go for the OT. Man, పద్ధతిగా లైట్లు లేదు శాంతం చేసుకోవచ్చు. చీకట్లో పార్క్ లో కూర్చొని ముచ్చట్లు వేసుకుంటున్నారు. చూడు బాయ్స్ చూడు పద్ధతిగా వెళ్ళిపోయారు వీళ్ళకి వెళ్ళిపోవాలా ఎవరు ఉన్నా లేకపోయినా ఈ యుద్ధం చదువుకున్నాడు చదువుకోండి గాలి పెరిగాడు గాలి see guys, morning class we discussed about the JWA token generation. Morning class token is what? Generator, right? Generator, not generator. Yes, generator. You please validate the token, guys. Let me go for the one get call here. Just we can go for the get mapping. See guys, write the get mapping to generate the JWT. Just you can write the one sample get call. Sample what? Get call. See guys, this is called token create URL I'm generating just. This is called token creator. If it is a token create, what we come up? Token. Like that multiple URLs are there. This is the greeting from the result, sir. After token is what? Validation, right? Validation done. After token validation done, there is a greeting from what? The result. This is the URL, right? Like that. Because morning class we disable the security dependency because morning class just we generated what token. Now we need to validate the token with security dependency should be enabled. You go for the format XML file and the format XML file you please enable or disable enable the dependency guys. Enable the dependency. But make sure that when you are touching the format XML file, you better do what? Right click and manual and update the project. Double update or force update? Force update. Click on OK. Once if we click on OK, it's rebuild all the dependencies and what everything is going good. So otherwise, the updates may not be have immediately. Right? That's what it is. See guys, now token is ready. So token, no sorry, just code is ready. See, this is a JWT filter. So this is like morning class we return the token generation using what? API.login. Then this is what gets your token create, right? Yeah. You please when the request comes to the server, request comes to what server? You write one class which validate the token. Which validate the token. For class first and you write one class to validate the token. So to write the class to validate the token, guys, to write the class to validate the token. See guys, step one, taking the something Java class to write the logic, to write the token logic, right? To write what logic, ma? Token logic. See guys, take the Java class, validate the token, make the classes at the component annotation because when application started up, the class is loaded automatically, the token validation is done automatically. Token validation done automatically. That's what guys, you take the class like JWT filter class to validate the token. To validate what? Token. To validate the token, you take in a morning class, you take the Visuals package, right? Token generation class. Then you can write the new class, one more class. This is like what? Class. You take the class JWT, tell me guys, JWT what? Filter. JWT filter means filter logic guys, authentication logic chapter. What logic is ma? Authentication logic. So that is called JWT filter. Like see guys, this token validation done per request, right? For every HTTP request, the token validation should be done. Guys, this can make this class is what class at the right component annotation because this token validation done automatically when the component is loaded, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Morning token generation static method you are taking, username, password satisfied, you are calling that method. That is one story. But this is what? Token validation. Token validation, we should the token validation done automatically when the component what? Loads. Component what? Loads. This validation done for every request. Every request is come from what a client that should be done, right? That's what guys, you go for the one implementation of one interface. You take one normal Java class, guys, which implements like once per what you can say like when the class is one interface is required, guys. Sorry, one class is required once per request filter. Because you take which is extends like once per Yeah, once per request filter. See, nothing. Just once per request filter means for every request this code got executed. Every request one code got what? Executed. Okay, this class contains one method, like you write that method. This once per request filter contains one abstract method. What method? Abstract. Because this class is what class? Abstract class. Contains what methods? Abstract methods, right? That abstract method name is a do filter method. What method? Do filter. See guys, you add that method, there is a do filter method automatically added. Do filter method is what? Automatically added. That is first step we need to do. Step one is you take the Java class, make iterated component so that IOC container will create the object and manage the object. And this code should execute this code is what? Executed once per request. Once per request. See the name is once per request. This logic executed once per one request. Once per what? One request. This is providing what method? Do filter internal. This method is provided. Here you write the logics. Every logic there. That's it. This method having the logic guys. See that method is expecting how many arguments you please check once. There is a request object. The second one is what? Response object. Third one is what? Filter check. Expecting how many arguments? One is what? Request. Second one is what? Response. Third one is what? Why the request? Why the response? Why the filter check? Means request object means the request comes from what? Client. So the request comes from what? From the client, what I'm getting? Request getting. That's the part. From the client, what we are getting? Request getting, right? Request getting from the client. Client means request. From the client, what you will get? Request get. Modify article object. This is the class executed once per request to write the validation loss. The request and what? The request comes from the client. Request comes from what? Client. At the time of validation, what request comes from the client? And the request A was what the data coming from the client? Huh? Username, password, right? Sir, yes, sir. What will come? Username, password. First laptop processor to main. Topic is what? Username, password. That is the presence of mind actually. This is called token validation. Means input what you will get is token output. Mean username password you are the useless. This is token validation. Token validation code what the input from the client. Token, right? Then request object contains the tokens. Request data. If you said username password means what? Saira. Yeah. Yeah, that is a. Hey, that is step one we done this. Step one is you take one class. Take one class what? That is extending what? Once per request. That logic execute once per request. That logic execute what? One per request. So here do filter internal method is there guys. Here you should write the logic. Expecting how many arguments? 3 arguments. One is what? Request. Second one is the third one is the filter chain. That's all. See why the request means the request data comes from the client token that is stored in the request object. Request object contains the details coming from the client. The response means what? Assume the token is invalid. Token is success or invalid? Then we should get the response, right? We should give what? Response. What response? Token expired, the token is invalidated, some response. That response object contains a response. Filter chain contains like chaining. Assume that I got the request, I validate the token. After validation token, what I should do? After validating token, what I should do? Pavani ఏం చేద్దాం ఇక్కడ పోదామా ఇటు కూర్చొని ఇట్లా అందాం ఒకసారి ఒకసారేమో ఇట్లా అందాం ఒకసారేమో ఇట్లా అందాం జాగ్రత్త ఇలా పెళ్లి పక్కన పెట్టు వన్స్ పర్ రిక్వెస్ట్ Request means what? Request. Response means? Request means? Response means? Response. See guys, filter chain, like once the token validation success. Once the token validation success, wait, token validation is what? Token validation success means we should execute what? Token validation if it's success, what you should execute? Huh? Exactly. So URL, right? That's what to forward the request to URL gets filter chain required. Filter chain is required once the token validation, authentication, everything is ready. It executing what? When you are sending the URL to token. First you validate the token. Token successor. Filter chain will forward the request to the method. Forward the request to what? So how many arguments total here? Wait, there is a first step what we should do. What is the first step? The first step is clear. But the first step they take the class which extends what? Once per request. It means what? It execute one per right contains what? Method. But the method contains how many arguments? That's the first step we should do. Request means representing the incoming HTTP request. Response means representing the outgoing response. Filter chain means what? Allows the request to continue through the controller methods. Continue through what? Controller methods. Controller methods means what? You do one thing. If the token is what? Valid. The token is valid. Okay, token is what? Valid. Forward the request to controller methods. Controller methods. That's the three arguments now. Hey, all of you clear the three arguments, right? That's all. Now it is as because 6 o'clock, right? Yes, okay. Step one is done, guys. So these all okay. First I will show you that how to send what? One request. How to send the request means morning class we discussed about the post, right? Now we are going for what request get. See, morning class post we done. When you generate the post, when you done what? Post. That is called post, guys. Here what you will get the token. What you will get just you can pull complete in 2 minutes. This is like token get. So this is the URL we have to set. But the URL can be now API slash this is called what? Token greet. See, this is the URL. This is what? URL. What the URL is? Token greet. Get a poster. Then we have to send what? Token, right? This is a URL. For this URL, we have to send what? Token. Where we have to send a token means go for the authorization, guys. A parameters, request parameters, 0 request parameters, right? This one is what? Authorization. Authorization means like go for the barrier token, guys. What token, barrier. There is somewhere is the barrier token. Barrier token we should authorization, barrier token. Here you should place your token. Place the token. It means your token is nothing but what token, guys? Your barrier token. What token? Then you send the token. Where is your token? Your token is present in the request object, response object, filter chain object. Huh? Exactly. Guys, the first one is what? Extract the token from request object. Get the token from what object? Huh? Get the token from request object. First step, guys. Get the token from what object? Request object. Get the token from request object, guys. To get the token from the request object, here that request dot get headers. Request dot what? Get headers. See here, I go for what? Params authorization. Huh? In authorization, what we have? Barrier token contains the token. Observe carefully. Authorization, barrier token. See guys, that's what you can go for what? This line here. Request dot get header. What header? What header? The authorization header means this is authorization. This is a header. Authorization header, you are getting what? That authorization header you are getting. This authorization header contains what? First day we are getting this authorization header. This authorization header contains what? Only token, barrier token. Barrier token, right? Exactly. Yes, you please cross check that your token must be there. Token must be there. Token must be there, and the token should be starts with what? Barrier. You are getting authorized network, guys. After getting authorized network, you please check what? Token must be. Token must be what? Present or not present? Token must be present. And token starts with what? Huh? Token starts with what? Barrier. That's all. But the token starts with what? Barrier, right? Token starts with what? The token starts with barrier means you want barrier token or only token required. The token is there in one header, guys. Request headers. Request dot what header? Get header. Get header. What header name? Authorization header వచ్చింది. Once you got authorization header, that should not be null. That should start with what barrier, right? Now here that should be there. I need to get the barrier token or only token I want to get that. Only. Okay. Exactly. Then what you should do? You got the data like generally barrier token, but that's what is remove the barrier. Remove the barrier means what? Authorization header contains what? Wait, this is authorization header contains what? Only token, barrier token. Barrier, how many characters are there? 6 characters. Barrier, how many characters are 6? One character space among empty space. Empty space, right? The total how many you have to remove? 7. Then authorization header that substring of 7. Substring of what? 7. We authorization header get request header authorization means authorization header contains the token. Only token is there, barrier space token is there. Barrier space token also. Then we should get the barrier space token. Only have to get the token. Only we have to get the token means get the substring of 7. Substring of 7 means what? You know logics, right? Substrings, very well. That is the way. Substring of what? 7. Hey, first 2 steps are done, completed. How many steps done? 2. Step 1 is what? Step 1 is started like 5 minutes before. We done that first step 1. Just now we completed what? 2 steps. Second step is 5 minutes before 1 step is done. Just now what? 1 step is done. Total how many steps done? Steps. And let's go for next step you tell me. Next step you tell me. Now I got the token. What I should do? Check this token is. Check this token is what? Check the token validation. Nice. Token validation. Now tell me how to validate the token. The validation of token, how to do it? I got the client token. How to validate? How to validate? This is a token, right? Free. Company people are sending the OTP. When they send the OTP, I send the OTP like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You enter the OTP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means before sending, I should store your OTP, right? Sir, no. Sir. How to validate them? How to validate? You got the token now. This token is validated with what token? Morning class token, right? Well, this token should match with what? Morning class, what the generated token, right? Then here you write what? Morning class token, which is double equal to what? Evening class token. So, yes. Morning class token, double equal to what? Evening class token. Evening class, that's it. That equals, okay, so the morning class token and evening class token should be same. I think this token is what token? Evening class token. Yeah, morning class token. Yeah, this is morning class token, evening class token. Evening class. This token. This token is what class? Morning class token, evening class token. Because client is sending the request is evening class token. What token? Evening class token. But morning class token is required, right? What class required? Ma? You please write the morning class in the class. Morning class token in the class. Where is the morning class token? Morning class token is there, like this is a morning class token. This is what token, guys? This is the morning class token. Generated by what? Server. Google server is generated, right? Where is the token? JWT JWT utils dot secret key is there, right? That secret key. We are giving algorithm, na hashing algorithm. That secret key is enough. JWT utils dot what? Secret key. This is what secret key? This is a morning key. Okay, this is what key? Morning key. This is morning key. And this token is what key? Evening key. Huh? You should validate what? Check the token is validation. Token validation is what? Morning key versus morning key, which is double equal to what? Evening key. Both are same or not? Morning key, which is there's a morning key equal to what? Evening key, both are what? Same. To check the both are same, guys, you go for the claims object. What object, Amma? Claims object. What object? Claims object. Builder method, build the package. This is a secret key, is what? This is a morning key. This is what? Morning key, which is equivalent to what? Evening key. So pass claims. Claims returns what? Evening key. This is a evening key. Then get the point. Here builder is just creating object, guys. You just focus on what? This is what object, guys, here? This is what object? This is evening key. Signing with what key? Morning key. Set the signing key means morning key set shade. Set the signing key means morning key we are setting. Pass the claims object means what? Evening key. Both are what? Same. Both are same means claims object is ready. Data is there. Claims object is what? That's it. We are checking the morning key with what? Morning key with what? Morning key with the evening key, right? Exactly. So you got it up. That's all, guys. Morning key with what? Evening. We got it done. So that's all, guys. We done the client's object. Now, both are valid. First step is what you done. Take what? అట్నే కూర్చొని నేను సినిమా చెబుతా ఉంటా ఈ 7 అయితే పెట్టుకోవాలి. Step 1 is what? Generate the token. ఇదంతా రాయాలి, డిహైడ్రేషన్ కూడా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయాలి, మనం ఇళ్ళకి వెళ్ళాలి. మనం ఏం చేయాలి? చెప్పండి. స్టెప్ 1. What is step 1 we done? Create the class. Take one method to write the filter logic. The method is expecting how many arguments? One is the second is the third one is the but the request is hold. The data comes from the client. Request means the data comes from what? Response means what we are generating. Filter chain means what? After the validation success, execute what? New orders. Then you can get the token. Extract the token. Where is the token now? Headers. Request dot headers. Authorized headers. But only token will come up. Barrier space token will come up. Substring you can get it. That's all. After that what? Now token is ready. This is what token? Morning token, evening token. Morning token you take in the top. This is morning token. Then morning token, evening token should be using what object on clients. That's all. Guys, once the next what we should do, tell me, once the token validation done. Once the token validation done. No, అట్లా కాదు. Once the token validation success, what we should do? To create authentication object, tell to Spring Boot, he is authenticated. I am the security person. Security person is what I should do. I will check the register. Your token ID is there or not. If it is there, if it is what? There. I will not give the response. If you give the detail, token is valid. Then you create the authentication object. What object? Give the form to the customer. Authentication object it says then. Once you have authentication object, you can call the data. What I told. You are validated. After validation, what you require? Authentication object. Once authentication object, you can go and talk what? Any URLs. Once the token is validation done, create the what object? Wait, understood? First you taken the class. Class is very important. The class. What is a class? It extends what? It means one request to one request to you will wait here up to 7:30. One request to one time, which contains the method. What method? Do enter. How many arguments? Request. Request is very important because that is a request. That request only holding your desires. Sandeep, another brothers are sitting in the first row. Request object important because మీ కోరికలు ఎవరు మీ యొక్క డిజైన్స్ మీ యొక్క ఆలోచనలు మీ యొక్క తాత్పర్యములు మీ అన్ని పెట్టండి మీ యొక్క తాత్పర్యములు తాతయ్య పర్రే తాత్పర్యము విజయ స్లీపింగ్ పర్యము విజయ్ స్టాండర్డ్ ఫస్ట్ ఏం జరిగింది అది మౌంటైన్ ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ ఏంటి అనుమో నా చీరలో కూర్చొస్తే దాంట్లో అక్కడ నిలబడుకో అక్కడ లేదు అది కూడా సారీ ఇప్పుడు అక్కడికి తిరిగి అది ఫేస్ కూడా అసలు నిలబడి అడిగింది ఒకసారి ఓకేనా ఫస్ట్ టైం ఏం చేసాం First step is what we done. One class, one method, right the last. What I told. Second one is extract the token. Only token come, bare plus token come. Period come, barrier. Period. That is called what? Extract the token. After extracting the token, morning class token, evening class token, what? Validate. Using what object? Claims. Set sign means morning class sign in key. Claims object means present claims. Evening class token. This is morning class. This is what? Evening class. This is a builder method creating objects. We don't think too much about that code. That's all. Once the token is valid, create authentication object. You are authenticated person. You are authenticated person. Your authenticated person means what? Create authentication object. Yes. To create authentication object like this is a username, password, authentication token object. Username, password, authentication token object. See guys here, authentication token object, username, password, authentication token object. Authentication what? Token object. See guys, the claims object you are getting. Once the claims object should be null or should not be null? Claims object should be null or should not be null? Should not be null means validated. Null means what? Validated or not validated? మరి అంత కింద పోవాలి బయట కింద పడదు మరి ఏడాది చదువుతున్నాం యాడికి పోవు దగ్గర తెలుసుంటే ఏమంటారు నీవేం తెలుసా Claims means what? Claims. Claims object ready means what? Data validated or not validated? Claims not equal to null. If the claims is not equal to null means user is validated. To get that username, then see claims means what? User is validated. What is a user? This is a user. Basically, what is username? Which I claims that get object. Get object means username you will get. After claims is done, I'm getting the username. With that username, I'm creating what password, username, password, authentication token object. Use what? Username, password, authentication, token object. That's it, guys. Hey, this is a token object, then the security context holder, I'm getting the what the token I created, that token I'm giving to what? Security context holder object. That's all. Hey, these two lines like creating authentication object, guys, don't think too much. First one is username password authentication object. First argument is what? Username. Second argument generally password you should give. But password required already validated. Already validated. This is collection that I written the empty list. Why this collection that empty list means here the token directly I given. Directly I given. But in real time, some case what happened, for the admin role, one token generated. For the user role, one token generated. For the gold role, one token generated, right? That is called role we have to specify that place. This is the username, this is the password, this is the role. Authentication token, you are authenticated. I am creating authentication object. Once authentication object is ready, anyone can access the data kadapa. What kadapa? Data can be accessed. Authentication required how many arguments? 3 arguments. Username, password, role. Password is not required because already we authenticated. That's what null you can take. Username, password. This is what? Roles list. But as of now, roles is data given or not given? Not given. That's what I take the empty list. So that's it, guys. Once if you done this code, guys, just you can add the any exceptions are failed, then you can go for what? Catch block and handle that exception, guys. What exception here? JWT exception. And one more exception we should handle, token expire exception. Token what? Expire exception. See, this is like, JWT exception, expired JWT exception. See, JWT is the parent exception, guys. This can handle one exception, all exceptions. All exceptions, that's all. Okay, got it up? That's it, guys. We done what? For you keep this code inside one block here, try block. Write the try block and handle that exception. And here you can write what? Catch block and place the cursor. Place the cursor. Okay, this is what exception here? JWT exception. JWT exception. If anything is goes wrong, this exception rises, then what happened? Exception rises means what happened? If the exception rises, then what happened? Catch block got executed. Catch block, what it is doing? Set the status. What the status here? Unauthorized. Token valid, invalid. Invalid or what? Expired. Invalid or what? Expired. Okay, that's it, guys. That is a catch block return. Guys, at last, this method should return what? What you can say here? Return. The return last statement is what, guys? Yeah, filter change. Filter change means what? Forwarding the request to the next level. Okay, forwarding request to what? Next level. Okay, that's it, guys. That's all we done the code. So this is called what? That is the data. That is what? Data. Okay, complete and last one is what? Continue the filter chain means what? Forwarding request to what filter case here? Next filter, right? Forwarding request to what? Next filter. Wait, that's it, guys. That is about your code. Okay, how many points in return? First point is what? Take the class which extends what? Once per once per request filter. And you do one thing. This is the method opening. The braces you please translate. So this is what method opening. After that, what next one is the actually these all throwing exceptions. That's what. This is the method opening. Get the request getters. You start with what one try block. Try block if authorization header. You keep everything in the try block vector. So keep everything is in what try block. If any exception lies, then authorization header. Next one is what claims object. Next one is what authentication object. Authentication object. Where this is the first if closing. And this is what if closing. Second if closing. If authorization header, ido if very from here to ఇవన్నీ ఇంత దాస్తే అప్పుడు I can understand that where the openings and where the closing are. Yeah. This is a sub if closing. This is the closing. This is a try closing. ఇంకోటి క్లోజ్ చేయాలంటే ఎందుకు అన్ని వచ్చినాయి this is a one opening ఎక్కడ if ఇది if filter chain. ఇప్పుడు ఎన్ని క్లోజ్ చేయాలి ఇక్కడ పైన కోడ్ ఓపెన్ చేయాలి ఇక్కడ లైన్ నంబర్ 30 నా 20 21 22 23 ఇక్కడ then here that is enough. Yeah, this one is also throwing exceptions. Hey, these all are bit throwing exceptions. You just click on what close keyboard and handle the exceptions. That's all. But that is our code. That is our code. Hey, how many steps order? 5 or 6 or 5. Step 1 is what? Class method. Class on what? Method. Second step is what? Extract the token. Extract the token. Third step is what? Validate the token. Fourth step is what? Authentication object. Fifth step is what? Forward. Filter step. Forward and request to what? Dividing. Hey, how many steps are? 5. Okay, 5 steps are. Step 1. Step 1. आपने जापान ने नोट टेस्ट करना 5 steps are not how many steps are? Step 1. Create the class, create the method. Go Japan. Yeah. Step 1 is what? Create the class and create the class and write the method. Second step is what? Extend the token. Third step is what? Validate the token. Next step is what? Authentication object you create. After validation authentication object, with that authentication object, you can access the data. Last step is what? Filter. Then that's it, guys. Quickly run the project. You run the project. I click on the project. I click on the project. I click on the project. This is what? JWD. I click on what? Start. Once you right click on start, command my letter. Once you remove my letter, go for this one here. Click on the morning class. Morning class is what? Authentication. Please check your project is started. Click on the send. Okay, once if you click on the send, it will not work. Why unauthorized? Why security dependencies enabled? Security dependencies enabled means what? By default, all URLs are what? Authenticated. Yes or no? Yes. But this line should be authenticated. Or this line should not authenticate. Allow this line. Allow this line. Now this project what dependency enabled? Yeah. Security dependency enabled. Security dependency enabled means all URLs are what? Authenticated. But that URL is authenticated. Alone. This line is this URL is authenticated. Alone. This URL authenticated, right? That should be allow. And this should be that this should be authenticated. This should be alone. Alone. దాన్ని ఎలా చేస్తారా that should be alone authenticated right చెప్పండి that should be authenticated alone authenticated right yeah it should be what authenticated guys it should be what చెప్పండి వచ్చేయని చెప్పండి సరిగ్గా it should be authenticated alone that should be what authenticated right 6:30 time okay that should be what okay that should be alone guys not authenticated of my field if it is authenticated who generate the token if it is allows then it will give the token to you right first point that's a login form is what? That should be allowed, then only you can give username password, I'll give the token, right? This should be allowed or not allowed? First if it is allowed, what I will give? Okay. Next URL is allowed or disable? That should be accessed using what? Okay. Today here only 2 URLs we have. One URL is what? The login. One is URL is what? The token. What URL require allow and what URL should be authenticated? This URL should be allow. Why? That you are only giving the token. If you protect that who will give the token to you? That's what this should be allowed. This should be what? Allowed. Okay, last one guys, let me write a security config class. New I wanted what? Class. The class name is what? Security config class. You write a class name is what? Security config class. Then you can click on what? Finish. And security config class, you allow some URL and what? You disable some URL. To allow some URL and to disable some URL. And you just the previous knowledge you have already. The knowledge you can use and you can place it what? Just you can write the copy this code and enable web security, replace the code guys. Control Shift O will import all the data here. After importing all the data, importing what? All the data. See guys, this is like MVC project, REST project. That's what CSRF should be disabled. And morning class, what the URL we should allow to generate the token, this should be allow. What this is API slash auth slash login. That should be accepted allow now. Allow. That should be allow guys. That should be allow means what? Allow. If you are not allow, the token is generated, not generated. That's what API slash star slash what? Star star. Guys, that is called what? Parameter. Hey, that's it, guys. That's it. Once if you done this code, just you can come to the data here, click on what? Send. Once if you click on the send, now you got what? This is allowed. This is what? Allowed. You got what? Token. And once the token is ready, just you can go for the get call. In the get call, you can go for what? Token grid, go for what? Authorization letter. Go select what? Barrier token. Here token is there, place the token. Once if you place the token, place what? Token, click on what? Send. Yes, if you want to show the token, there you can have the button like show. I Kannu symbol is there. You click on the Kannu. When I go the Kannu, then this is what? Token. Click on what button guys here? Send. Once if we click on the send, then we want to the status here. We got the forbidden. We got the data is what? Forbidden means authorized or unauthorized. But authorized or unauthorized. Nice, yes, that is the data. Please go to one small process here. Right click on what? Restart the project once. What the start or restart? Restart the project. HTTP dot build security dot build. That's it. Yes. Right, that's it. Just you can run this morning class you generate one token and you click on what center. Once you click on the center token is ready, you copy this token. Tell me, you copy the token. Next one is what? Get call. In the get call, what we have to select? Authorization and barrier token. What token, ma? Hey, don't write the JW barrier, guys. You write the barrier token. Barrier token we should write, and this is what token we have to give. Once if we give the token, once we give what token, click on what send. Guys, once if we click on the send, now you got the error is what? Ma? That you solve the error and get output. Solve error and what? Get the solve this for me. Right, that I take the bits and write the code for that. Step one. Step one, step two. Hey, how many steps now? అంటే ఇదే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఏదో ఇప్పుడు దాకా సో క్లాస్ ఉంది క్లాస్ ఇస్ వాట్ చెప్పగలరా ఆల్రెడీ విత్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టీవై మళ్ళీ ఆఫీస్ వర్క్ స్టార్ట్ చేయాలి ఇప్పుడు వెళ్తారా వెళ్తారా వెళ్ళిపోండి పర్లేదు మా గర్ల్స్ వెళ్ళి చదువుకోండి ఫస్ట్ చదువుకోవడానికి మాత్రం వచ్చారు చెప్పారా మెసేజ్ పెట్టారా పెట్టించుకోండి రా మీకు పేరు తీసుకోండి స్టెప్ 3 Step 4 Step 5 and 6 Step 5 and 6 complete. Hey, you see the screen here. This is the post call. The post call we have the login here. Click on what send. Once we click on the send, we got what token. We copy this token and go for what call guys here? Get call. See in the get call here, barrier token, authorization, barrier token. Here you please place what token here. Once you place the token, click on what button? Send. Once we click on the send, then we expect what? Output. What is the output we expected here? We got the status code is what? 200. That's fine. Now we got the output here. This output. This is the grading from what? Button sir. After token, that's it. After token, validate. Take the code small modification I done, that's like security configuration. See, previous security configuration you written the class, you allow the data, but that should be validated using what? JWT filter, right? Validated using what? JWT filter. See, this is the request matcher, IPS slash or this is what? It should be authenticated. Any request should be what this year? Authenticated. Any request should be authenticated based on what? Based on what? Add a filter. See guys, you written a filter, right? That filter name I given, that's all here. You written what? Filter. What the filter here? JWT filter. I have to write that JWT filter class. I have to write what? JWT filter class. Add filter before. This authentication before what we added this here? We add what? Hey, this authentication is based on the forms or based on the OAuth or based on the filter? Based on the first time here, there we have the login form. After that, we have the OAuth 2 login. Now you have OAuth 2 login and JWT filter login. That's it. You just add this code for that. That's all. Once you got this code, then you can have. A CSRF should be disabled because this is the REST Elysium. REST means CSRF required, not required. Because this is a CSRF enabled and token enabled. CSRF should be disabled. Okay, that's it. That's all you could update. We did the security guys. Monday, if you have a class, we will discuss about what. What's the message? Question? ఈ వస్తారా పెట్టనే చెప్పాక నాకు రాదు అసలు నేను ఒక టెలిగ్రామ్ గ్రూప్ లో కానీ ఒక ఆఫీస్ గ్రూప్ లో కానీ ఎక్కడ APS slash request matches permit any request should be what? Hey, bye. వెళ్ళిపోండి అదంతా రాసుకొని ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసుకొని మండే వస్తే మండే క్లాస్ అయింది కాబట్టి ట్యూస్డే వస్తే ట్యూస్డే మార్నింగ్ యూ స్టార్ట్ వాచింగ్ మైక్రో సర్వీసెస్ ఇఫ్ యూఆర్ కమింగ్ నాట్ కమింగ్ ఐ విల్ స్టార్ట్ నో ప్రాబ్లం మీరు వర్తే రండి లేకపోతే కానీ
Please take sir so online full. Please take online class full.
Online class?
Full.
Full.
Because I am going.
I take it full, right?
Keep that in middle.
I'm taking full now.
Yes.
Yes.
I am going to home.
Home, when you will be back?
31. 31. 31. 31
October 31st. Then you don't need to come. Course completed, right?
You teach online, na? You teach online, na, sir? Not that.
Microservices online I will not teach properly. I clearly told. Because you know, microservice I need to write all the points at the code. I need to stand, I need to explain the process. I will not write any points here. Microservice all about like you know, discussion oriented. Load balancers, Eureka servers, circuit breakers, API gateways. These all are what? Discussion based, not code based. Got it? Huh? Up to now, I written some code, right? Microservices, I don't need to write any code. We already written the code. Because you know already REST APIs and all. Same REST APIs I will build. Even I will not build. I told that you build the 2 REST APIs. That REST APIs I will manage with the microservices. With the discussion. With what?
Discussion.
No laptop. First day we'll discuss 10 points. Definitely, I will not write the points. Then. Kata.
He cancelled ticket then refund 3,000 only.
Hey,
Cancel ticket.
cancelled.
No, try to cancel.
Where you are going?
20.
Patna, Bihar.
Bihar.
Patna.
Train ticket. Flight.
Flight.
Okay, you go. 3 days you come back. What the problem? Why are 10 days celebrations are there?
This puja,
Marriage.
puja is there. Chhat puja.
How many days?
On 3 days puja.
Ah,
26.
how many days puja?
3.
3 days. After festival, 3 days, huh?
Yes. After Diwali. 26, 27, 28.
20th Diwali, ra. You said like 26.
28 October.
Diwali.
20?
First is Diwali. 30 is Diwali.
20 Diwali.
20 Diwali.
Yes, sir.
Ah,
26, 27, 28 is Chhat Puja.
Chhat Puja. 2 days.
what puja?
Chhat Puja. Bihar famous. Bihar and AP.
Like that, the married females have to go near the river and they worship
What?
married women.
Ah,
Go near the river
ah.
and they pray there only. Worship there only.
They want see husband, huh?
No, worship.
Worship.
To sun.
Only she will pray.
Sunset.
I will pray, sir.
Arey, what you will do? You are married, ah?
No, sir.
Huh?
That is for women, not for
Men. All the women are going, huh? The men's also there.
Or
Chhat puja. Okay, then what you will do? Microservices? Bye.
sir, your video is on YouTube.
No, microservices is not there.
Pack your bags, enjoy.
Then after 4.5 months, I will go.
After?
4.5 months,
Huh?
I will go home. Then how?
After 4 months, you are going to home, huh? Go then, what you will do?
Enjoy.
Next year also you get the puja. After getting the jobs. That is your priority, no problem. You can take it up. Like us, you can join, no problem. You can join. Morning and evening you join. And evening you are busy with pujas and all. Morning also busy.
No, sir.
After that, don't. Yeah, available.
I will attend all the classes.
But 31st means microservice is completed, right?
Focus reacted.
Microservices, nothing but REST APIs. I will not write the code for that. I will tell you that how to manage that microservice in real time. It's not building the microservices. REST APIs already we done the build, right? We already build it. How we need to load balancing, how we need to do Eureka server, why the circuit breakers, load balancers, API gateways,
Dash cases.
activators, Spring Boot admin servers, activators, Jipkin servers. This all we will see.